2006 Toyota Sequoia, overheated, getting a engine replaced. Drain the oil, coolant. My driveway is sloped, so I just screwed some wood together from the pallet that came under the engine to kind of level it out a little bit. This is also getting a new rack and pinion, so we'll see how all of this does.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it.
On a sloped driveway. Basic stuff. Took out the air box, vacuum lines, belt. Got the fan. The plan is to take all this out in one piece. Pull out the 12 millimeters. Right there, you can see it kind of dangling. Right there.
Wow, you gotta be kidding. Oh, I am Aquaman.
Let's see if this works out. Taking off the transmission cooler lines. So 14s here. 14, 14. There's one way back there. 14, and then 14 and a 12. Got this with some PV blaster, and then hit it with the hammer a few times, and it didn't crack off because it didn't have such amount of room that I would like. So use this bad boy and it popped right out. I just put those back on there for the hell of it. These 19 millimeters. That right there I think is a 22 millimeter. And then this one right here is just gonna be tough to get to, because there's not a whole lot of clearance there. And then there's a 12 millimeter holding that steering. All right, 17 millimeter will take those hoses off, and this guy right there, that bottom one, it pretty much urinated on me.
Time for you.
So just be careful when you take that one off. Probably already knew this, but these are so long that the rack will not come out without taking this off. This way bar. 14 millimeter, 14 millimeter, 14 millimeter. That bad boy's out. I probably put some polyurethane bushings on that. Once I pulled it out, it just slipped right out of this bad boy. Didn't need to pry anything. So we got the glove box, which is 2 Phillips screwdrivers, and the glove box comes out. This is sitting up here. There's 3 more Phillips screws. That comes out. This guy is sitting in there, and then I just pop that guy out, and it exposes the wiring harness, which I believe it's gonna be all this these. It's gonna pull out right back there. Quick little thumb tabs to pull these out, and then stay light. Damn. Get both of them? Nice. All right, these top bolts, 1 foot.
He's got 1 foot in the frying pan and 1 in the pressure cooker.
Foot over here, 1 over here on the frame rail. I have a 3/8 down there because my 1/2 inch couldn't fit. And I used a breaker bar or a cheater bar to break those loose from the top. It's tight, but it gets it. 17 millimeter again. There's 2 of them up here, 1 right there and 1 on this side. You see the 2 little lines on the transmission? That's where the 17 millimeter is on each side. So you can turn the crank if you're just one person, and then get each bolt. That guy right there, take that one out last. All right, iron harness. Has to get taken off, I believe. So, there's 2 sensors over there. Oh. So just disconnect all of them. I rerouted them all the way over here. So when I pull the engine out, it'll hopefully, in theory, all come out right there. So. This hood was really awkward for one person to handle. Pulling the engine on a sloped driveway was proven to be a little cumbersome until I put the jack underneath the bell housing of the transmission and picked it up from that section there. Gave me the right angles so the engine popped free from the transmission. So these are just a few electrical connectors that I needed to take off while the engine was up, get a better angle out of it, and pulled them into the garage and put the engines next to each other and saw how different they ended up being and how much more work we had. At this point here, my boy Diego Weston, who's our nephew, actually the owner of the Toyota Sequoia, we started tag teaming this and swapping out parts from the old engine onto the new one. Diego, he is not a mechanic at all, but this dude kicked booty when it came down to it. Right here I'm looking at each engine with the borescope, each cylinder, with the borescope, and each cylinder looked great, looked fantastic. There's nothing that was alarming at all. very clean engine. So I'll put the link in the description of where we bought this engine. It came out of Florida with about 80,000 miles on it. Now at this point, the starter and the secondary air pump is in this valley under the intake manifold. If you need, you should replace them, just without a doubt. It's recommended you replace them, because in the future video we ended up having to replace the secondary air. This, so there is a 10 millimeter here, and then this 10 millimeter that's down here and this oil pan would come down. The oil pan that we came off the original engine, this is where the four-wheel drive goes, the front of the engine here. So yeah, make sure you take your pickup tube out. Yeah, take that, fill the pieces. Well, yeah, hopefully the one in your engine is You're gonna push it that way, okay? Nice, okay. Again. Okay. Rack and pinion going in without a hitch, in my opinion. However, when Diego was pressing it up, the rack and pinion fell and landed on his throat, and he was feeling it the next couple of days. Just make sure here when you're putting the rack and pinion in, don't put the tie rods in upside down. And after this, the battery died and I missed all kinds of footage. But my wife was able to get this and it's running. Once we burped the coolant system, got in it, we took it for a road test with my scan tool and checked out all the parameters and everything, and all checked out well. No issues. It drove really well. The power is back. It's smooth. Transmission is shifting good. The next day, he actually took it to Denver, Colorado. So that's a win-win. Hey, if you made it to this end of the video, I really appreciate watching. If you have any questions, please hit me up. I'll try to respond as soon as I possibly can. Again, this was a 2007 Toyota Sequoia engine swap with the same engine on a sloped driveway with basic hand tools. No power tools whatsoever. No air, no electric.